Friday Night Smackdown, and the show started off with the Big Show coming out to basically talk trash and talk about Hell in a Cell. He shows a video of every person that he's knocked out, and the video went even as far back as to show him and Edge fighting. I'm like, wow, that clip had to be at least over a year and a half old. But okay, he's knocking out people like Jericho, Miz, Cena, whatever, and Sheamus comes out to make fun of him. He's talking about, and he shows the clip of when Daniel Bryan beat the Big Show for the world title in 45 seconds. I'm like, wow, that was like almost a year ago, and Sheamus is still trying to make fun of Big Show about that. Then he even shows the footage from WrestleMania of him beating Daniel Bryan in 18 seconds, but I don't get why that pisses the Big Show off, but it does. And even though Sheamus tried to shake Big Show's hand and Big Show left, when Big Show came back to try to shake Sheamus' hand, Sheamus left. So that's the start of their mind games that they played throughout the night. First match of the night is the quarterfinals to the tag team tournament. It's Kofi Kingston and R-Truth versus the Prime Time Players. And hell, this was a match that was supposed to happen originally at Night of Champions for the tag team titles. But a week before, AJ decided to change her mind, and she made Kane, Daniel Bryan the number one contender, so we never got it. But this time, we got it, and Titus O'Neil and Darren Young got the win, and wow, I was surprised, a little bit surprised. I mean, maybe just because that Kofi and R-Truth used to be the tag team champions most recently, and they're already out of the tournament, maybe I just thought they would have gone further. But then again, Titus O'Neil and Darren Young already, they're going to set up that they're fighting Rey Mysterio and Sin Cara next week. That should be interesting. Then we get Ryback versus Primo. Ryback, of course, dominates, wins. It's funny when Rosa Mendes was trying to get Primo to leave the match during it, but no, to no avail. It's clobbering time! CM Punk and Paul Heyman show up on SmackDown. I haven't seen CM Punk on SmackDown, and I don't know when the last time was, but he's there. They're asking and looking for Dolph Ziggler's locker room. Why? I don't know. We get a Divas match, Layla versus Alicia Fox. Whatever, the match wasn't all that great. I like Layla, Alicia Fox, I don't really think I could care any less about it. But like I said, I like Layla. She won the match. Afterwards, Matt Striker, who likes to interview wrestlers right after their match for some reason, but this time he interviewed the winner. So Layla is still saying that Eve is scheming around. She still thinks that Eve was involved in Caitlyn's attack. Which this investigation is really going great for Caitlyn, huh? Like, does anyone give a shit? Who's the head of this investigation? Eve? Is Eve leading the charge? Punk and Ziggler, we see them backstage, and they're arguing back and forth, and then somehow Vicky and Paul Heyman get involved in the argument. Booker T happens to be walking by and says, "Hold on, looky here, wait a minute. I'm going to make you two fight in the main event." Hey, I was pretty excited to hear that. Wade Barrett continues his Barrett Barrage versus John Baba Canuch, some local guy, I don't know. And Barrett just dominates him, wins with that. It's like a punch, but mostly his elbow to the guy's face. I'm not that much of a fan of his new finisher move. I sort of miss the Wasteland move, you know, when he picks people up on the shoulders and then just drops them down. I don't know, I just thought that looked sort of cool and different. What do I know? Sheamus versus The Miz, another champion versus champion match, because we didn't already have a champion versus champion match on Wednesday's show, the main event. But it is a different champion, I guess. Sheamus versus the Intercontinental Champion. Good match until Big Show came out, interfered, punched The Miz in the face, which initially surprised me, and I was confused. And then when I heard that The Miz won by DQ, I said, oh, it makes sense now, huh? The mind games continues. David Otunga comes out to thank Alberto Del Rio for attacking Randy Orton, which was exclusive footage from last week's SmackDown, which I didn't even see yet, but they did show it on Raw. Then Randy Orton's music plays. I actually thought Orton was coming out until Alberto Del Rio comes out, and he mocks Randy Orton. He's acting like him, walking like him. He even goes on the turnbuckle and does the whole Orton pose, which I do admit is a cool pose. I like it. And he's talking trash. He's saying that Randy Orton's never going to come back ever again, which I'm thinking, didn't on Wednesday's main event show they announced that Orton's fighting Big Show next week on the fucking show? But he's never coming back. Okay. The Booker T again comes out. It looks like they're trying to make up for him not doing anything last week. Booker T comes out and says, you know what, I'm going to make a tag match. And out comes out Daniel Bryan, yes, 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 and Kane. Who's the tag team champions? They still can't figure it out. But it was an okay match. I'm not saying I'm getting sick of Kane and Daniel Bryan not being able to work together or the tags and whatnot. I guess that's just how they're going to be as a tag team. You can't really have it any other way. I just mostly get annoyed seeing David Otunga wrestle as much as he does on TV. Like, seriously. But Kane and Daniel Bryan get the win. They pin David Otunga. Good, because he sucks. But Alberto will never get pinned, so I guess I shouldn't be surprised. Another backstage segment, and I'm assuming Booker T's office, where Eve and Teddy Long are bickering with each other. Where Teddy Long is like, look, I didn't tell you to suspend Beth Phoenix last week. Eve's calling him a liar and senile. He just doesn't remember it. Booker T he comes in and hears Teddy Long say that, oh, you know, Booker T's not the most experienced GM. If I was a GM, you would be gone. Booker T hears that and says, what? You know, you're right, you're not the GM. Basically, get the fuck out of my office. Which, I don't know what that's going to lead to. It just sounds like Eve is getting away with all this stuff, getting away with murder, basically. And it's annoying, because I don't like Eve. I don't like that she's the assistant and the Divas Champion. Like, wow. Could you not have her on TV anymore? Big Show versus Tensai, which didn't really get too far. Looked like Big Show was going to win, because Tensai hasn't won a match since, I think, the day before forever. Sheamus interferes to do reverse mind games that Big Show started earlier. And he bro kicks Tensai. Tensai gets his first win, even though it wasn't by pin. But he got a DQ win. Does that count? Probably not. But Tensai gets the win, continuing the mind games, and I'm getting a little bit more interested by the Big Show and Sheamus feud. I don't really care that it doesn't seem like they're taking it as seriously. It seems like it's at least Sheamus who's treating it like a joke, or he's joking around. Big Show's getting frustrated and looking embarrassed. I think I'm mostly just looking forward to the idea and the possibility of a first time ever match of Big Show versus Sheamus at Hell in a Cell. I'm just looking forward to that more so than the actual feud, especially after that great debate from Monday. And that brings us to our main event. You know, I don't know if I should still keep doing that now that there's a show called The Main Event. Oh well. It's CM Punk versus Dolph Ziggler, and you know what? If it wasn't for this match, I probably would have said SmackDown wasn't that great. But this match, Punk and Ziggler stole the show, saved the show, and they put on a hell of a match. You know, it's been, like, just watching it, it's been a long time since I've seen two wrestlers have a match where they're going back and forth, tooth and nail. You don't know which one's going to win. I was really impressed by it, and I loved it. It was a great main event for SmackDown. I wish Dolph was in the main events more. CM Punk gets the win with the go to sleep. And then after the match, he acknowledges that everyone wants to see him face Cena in a Hell in a Cell match. And after what Cena said, Mick Foley said, Jim Ross has said, his answer is still no. I originally thought, why is he saying no? Because he's already said no, like 2 or 3 times already. But then I'm starting to realize, oh, whenever someone comes up to him and says, you need to do this, he's going to try to just be an asshole, basically, and say no. So, I don't know. It's eventually going to lead to them probably having the match, which is whatever. It's fine. If it's Hell in a Cell, then I'll be looking forward to it. I was just more impressed with CM Punk being on SmackDown. So, just for that, and for that match with Dolph Ziggler, I say SmackDown was a good show, especially the last 20 minutes of it. And now to my underrated superstar of the week. I guess this will bring me back to what I said about David Otunga. No, trust me, David Otunga is not my underrated superstar of the week. Never will be, and he won't be underrated at all because he fucking sucks. Sorry. My underrated superstar is someone who I would like to get more TV time. But because of guys like David Otunga, who's on the show every fucking week, every show, he gets matches somehow even though he sucks, I'd much rather like to see a guy with some family, lineage in the business, someone who knows how to wrestle, and someone with a good look. And actually someone who's gonna wrestle Rey Mysterio tomorrow on that Saturday Morning Slam show. I'm talking about Michael McGillicuddy. Now, as I said, Michael McGillicuddy is the son of Mr. Perfect, Kurt Hennig. And even though he didn't take the Hennig last name, maybe because he wants to go off and be his own guy, I do think he's a good wrestler. I'd like to see him maybe hone his craft, get more experience, fight more wrestlers on Raw and SmackDown instead of just, superstars, NXT, and Saturday Morning Slam now. But David Otunga, who sucks fucking ass in the ring, is there every week. I don't know. I don't get it. But let me know what you think of Michael McGillicuddy, if you agree or disagree. And let me know what you thought on SmackDown. As always, peace, subscribe. Thanks for watching, guys. See ya!